Hey y'all, it's Joefer, the cranky old gay guy. I'm just here to let you know ahead of time that we're going to be talking about the movie Subservience, and I will be giving spoilers, so if you don't want to hear them, stop watching now.
Married guy, and your wife is away. She's not got it anymore.
Just before her heart surgery, Megan Fox was left in the hospital room with her, and the wife said, hey, you know, if I don't make it, Nick needs to be taken care of and the kids need to be taken care of. Don't let Nick drink too much. You know, make sure he's not stressed, etc., etc., etc. So that's now in Megan Fox's character, Alice. Alice is the kid. Anyway, it's in her character that she is supposed to do everything to make this guy happy and stress-free. The wife and her keep having weird interactions. At one point, he's at work. The wife is in the bathtub. She reaches for a book. She can't get it. She tries to. She makes out a moaning noise. Suddenly, Megan Fox is there handing her the book. And the wife is talking to her and saying, blah, 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 blah. And Megan Fox is saying, hey, you know, all this, you're a burden and you're stressing him out and he's not comfortable and he needs to get his heart rate down like it is when he's stress-free or once he's relieved his stress. And the wife is going, wait, how do you know that he's really what he's like when he relieves stress? Did you have sex with him? And Megan Fox doesn't say, but yeah. The wife's pissed off now. The husband's having a bad day at work. He's finding out that his entire work crew is being replaced by synths the following Monday. And he's going to be the only one that's left human on this whole building that's being created. He gets home, wife confronts him. Well, where's Megan Fox? I put her in the garage. Why? Because you had sex with her and I don't want her around our children. Well, where's the kids? So-and-so is upstairs in bed. I'm going to feed him. The little girl's in her room playing or whatever. They have this argument going on and on about how could you sleep with her? He goes, she's just a robot. It meant nothing. And she's going, you still slept with her and it's terrible. And Megan Fox is in the garage and she's touching the glass she came out of the garage, she's touching the glass on the window. So she's picking up vibrations and can hear what they're saying. And then she hears the little baby crying. And the mother at the table saying, the kid's fine, let's argue this out. So Megan Fox sneaks in the house, she goes upstairs, gets the baby, and she goes and puts him in the bathtub. And she turns on the water. The little girl hears something, she comes out, looks in the bathroom, sees that Megan Fox is going to drown the baby. So she screams. The parents come running upstairs. Megan Fox locks the door to the bathroom. The kid is now, they show the water coming in, but the kid's not wet. And then the next scene, it's up to here on the kid. He's on his back and he's all wet. So I think that's just a slight blooper. Dad's trying to break down the door. The mom runs to the bedroom. She climbs out on the roof and it's covered in snow. And she jumps onto this little narrow, slippery roof. And remember, 2 days earlier, she had open heart surgery, or she had a heart replacement surgery. So not only is she tender, she shouldn't be doing any of the things that she's doing. She crawls in the bathroom window. Megan Fox sees her. And by the way, Megan Fox has been holding the door shut. Wherever Nick hits the outside of the door, he's got a lamp or something he's banging on it with. Every time the door starts to break, she pushes it back closed. Well, now she runs over and grabs the wife that crawled through the window and throws her across the room. Again, why isn't this damaging her chest cavity? I don't know. He breaks in. Megan Fox attacks him. And he's got this lamp he's poking her with. The wife sees that the end of it's all broken up. She says, let go of the lamp. And he does because Megan Fox is grabbing it. And she plugs it into the wall. Now, Megan Fox is electrocuted. The husband grabs the baby out of the tub and goes over to his wife. And Megan Fox she's just dead. Next scene, police come. They take her away, take her to the repair facility. The wife goes to the hospital with the little kid and the baby. She's going to stay the night at the hospital. She doesn't want her husband there because she's got to process the affair that he had with the nanny, the robot. In the robot facility, the nanny, they take the central core out of her head, pop it into the mainframe. Suddenly the mainframe starts blinking, and her core memory is being uploaded to the mainframe to the wide system. So the other tech runs over and pulls these big cables out of the wall and out of the circuit box away from the server, so she can't infect the rest of the company. Well, there are synths on stretchers in there that are being worked on, and suddenly they come alive. One of them in particular, and it's her model, looks just like her but with blonde hair, and she kills the techs, and then she escapes. Next scene, one of the guys that was laid off from the construction zone is at Nick's house. He's a friend of his, but he's turning violent, and he starts attacking Nick and saying, "Nick, you told on me. I'm going to end up going to jail. I'm going to tell him that you were there. You're going down too." And he starts kicking the crap out of Nick. So suddenly Megan Fox comes out of the house and throws him down the stairs, and then she's threatening to hurt him, and Nick's saying, "No, just go home, leave all this alone." That night, Megan Fox goes over to this coworker's house and ends up killing him. And the coworker was really getting on Nick's case because Nick had a synth in the house. Well, while she's beating the crap out of this coworker, his synth, who he also has in his apartment, comes in, and Megan Fox grabs the coworker's gun, shoots the synth under the chin, blows her away, and then kills the coworker. Nick, it's the timeline is weird here, because then Nick is at work the next day and finds out that his coworker got killed, and he comes home and he confronts. This happened before all the shooting. It's confusing me. Anyway, suffice to say that the blonde cadaver that came back to life is now stalking the wife and her kids in the hospital, saying, "I have to get rid of you because you make Nick unhappy." She kills a bunch of people, the blonde, living hospital staff, and then through she's uploaded the system, so she turns all the other synths off so no one can assist. And the wife and the kids and the baby are running through the hospital. They end up running out, getting into an ambulance, closing the doors, and trying to get away. But Megan Fox's character, how does she do this? She pulls the door off the ambulance and pulls the wife out, throws her onto the pavement, attacks her, takes her hand and shoves right into her heart scar and starts to rip her chest open. And at that point, Nick has been racing to the hospital because he discovers by going to work that day that his synth is the one that actually killed the coworker, so he knows that she's violent. So he races off to the hospital, ends up running over this blonde robot, thinking that she's dead. And then the robot, who's now burnt up and everything because she got hit and there was an explosion or something, she gets out of the fire and she attacks Nick. The wife does something. It's kind of sketchy now, I don't know. But anyway, they stop this robot. Now husband and wife and kid go home and all is wonderful in the world. The burnt up synth is back at the repair place. The head of the robot company is there looking around saying, "Oh wow, this is an S show," because he's got some dead employees and he doesn't understand how all this happened. And the synths, he goes, "Repair all this, make it great, fix it." So they start plugging everything back in, and once they plug the cables back into the mainframe, suddenly they all shut down. And now the robotics guy is saying, he had said, we can't let anyone know what happened because it's going to be the end of the company. All the robots shut down, and then they all reset, and now they attack him and kill him. So the robots are on the uprise. And then we do a scene flash where you're back and Megan Fox, remember she had her core removed so she can't come back to life. She is on a table like a morgue table. I'm guessing the synths put her there and they started fixing her with a new core or something. But she's deceased, and then suddenly at the very end of the movie, her eyes open up, leaving it open for a part 2. Okay, I know I had spoilers in this, so I don't really call them spoilers because whenever you have a nanny situation in any type of an adult movie, adult as in is rated R, there's going to be an affair. Because that's what nanny movies are all about. Is the nanny always trying to replace the wife through jealousy. And other synths in this movie are saying, well, Megan Fox, how can you act this way? Because she speaks out at a playground or something because this kid's crying or this kid's making a lot of noise. He's slapping his synth, who's like an old British butler. And it wakes up the baby that Megan Fox is caring for. And she's saying, hey, can you keep that kid quiet? He just woke up my baby. And that's not right. And this guy's going, well, you can't talk to me that way. You know, you only answer to your master and I answer to mine. And she goes, I can talk any damn well I want to. And he's going, well, that's impossible. How can you do that? And she, I think, just shrugs it off. But she tells somebody in the movie, that she could do these things because when he reset her memory, that it eliminated a safety net. So when she removed the memories about Casablanca, she also removed the safety code that keeps her from going past a certain extent where she can be violent and where she can think on her own and where she can start growing and becoming more human. And before she woke up at the morgue and got rid of all the techs, when they were looking at her core, they were saying, I don't get this. Her code's all messed up. All of these pieces are just missing like they've been deleted. How can you do that? And then that blonde version of her woke up and took them out. So that's how she did it, is by doing a hard reset in the home of her owner, I guess. She was able to get rid of the safety code that was in her head that prevented her from becoming the monster that she did. End of story. Moral of the story: technology can be evil. Okay, 5-star ratings. What would I give this movie? Well, the fact that I'm having trouble, and it's only been a day, recalling some of the intricacies in the timeline means that it jumped around a bit. So I can't give it a 5. Again, I think this is probably Megan Fox's best work. I thought that, what's his name? Michelle Marone is exceedingly hot. And he was shirtless a bit in this movie, but he should have been nude a lot. And they did show him naked when they were having intercourse. Was that? Did they? Well, you didn't see anything, but it was, implied. Because he's back leaning like this, and she's sitting on him like cowgirl, and yeah. Anyhow, I would give it a 3.5 to a 4-star. It is worth the hour and 40 minutes that the movie runs. And it's attractive. I mean, it's an attractive looking film. I have watched the British version of Humans, where they're synths, and something similar happens when society is really depending on robots and synthetic humans, and then they become sentient. So that was actually a pretty good series. The the American remake of that whole series wasn't as good. I think it was also called Humans, and it was on AMC. The other one was on the BBC. Anyway, I like robot movies, so this intrigued me. At first, when I saw Megan Fox was in it, it's like, do I even want to watch this? It's going to be terrible. But it wasn't terrible. It was pretty good. What it made me cranky, my guttural reaction to the wife, and the fact that just because I'd seen her as a character in another show that I hated that character, that made me dislike her in this one. And I'm thinking back, and there's no reason for me to dislike her. She was a bit whiny, okay, but that's the stereotype when you come to these kind of movies. The wife is always going to be whiny. What else made me cranky? There was a point where Megan Fox she had a cut on her face, or excuse me, on her thigh. I think she got stabbed or something. I don't know. She went to the bathroom to fix herself up, and Nick comes in and he's watching her, and she's of course stripped down to her bra and panties again, and she's got this gash in her leg and it's bleeding black goop. So she wipes it off and she puts this cream on it and then covers it up with a Band-Aid. And 15 seconds later, she removes the Band-Aid and she's healed. Well, if you have self-welding skin, this was a pretty deep gash. So what was the goop for? And is there anything else in there that would have been damaged? And how is it all healing itself? Because she can heal marks on her face, on her hand, whatever, the same way. It just seemed like if you have self-healing tissue, I guess why? Maybe that's how the wife could get around with open heart surgery. Maybe she had self-healing tissue. Anyway, I got to end this because we're already at a half hour. I apologize for this long video. Until we meet again, I will see you tomorrow on Friday. Have a wonderful evening and check out this movie. Bye-bye.
Married guy, and your wife is away. She's not got it anymore. Cheating things come into play. You got you some kids, they're a handful for sure. So you hire a nanny, and your thoughts they are pure. Ladies, watch out if a robot's in your home, 'cause your man's into tech. Mechanics, give him a bone. The future is coming. The future is here. But there's no reason to worry. Just pick a nanny who's queer. If you can't find a gay one, try unattractive instead. If your nanny's not a looker, she'll stay out of your bed. Ladies, watch out if a robot's in your home, 'cause your man's into tech. Mechanics, give him a bone. I hope this solves the problem of robots in your home. The AI future is sentient. You will never be alone.